Every insurance company says they protect you. But who protects them? When hurricanes destroy entire cities, when billion-dollar fires rage, when financial markets crash overnight, someone still has to pay the claims. Hidden above every insurer you know sits a second, more powerful layer: reinsurance, the insurance for insurance companies. It's an invisible empire that quietly decides who survives every global disaster. This is the story of the money and power you never see. When an insurance company sells you a policy, whether it's for your car or your home, it's taking on your risk. But just one major event, like a hurricane, a global pandemic, or a massive cyber attack, could completely wipe that company out. So, to protect themselves, insurers buy their own coverage from even bigger, wealthier firms called reinsurers. These giants absorb a huge portion of the risk in exchange for a piece of the premiums you pay. If a disaster hits, the reinsurers pay the insurance companies, who then pay you. It's a financial safety net built above the safety net. So who are these titans? You've probably never heard of them, but there are only a handful of major players: Munich Re, Swiss Re, Hannover Re, and Berkshire Hathaway Re. Together, they quietly underwrite more than 90% of the entire world's risk. This means a single office in Zurich or Munich can influence how much an American homeowner in Florida pays for flood coverage. Their massive balance sheets don't just affect insurance. They shape interest rates, real estate prices, and even entire national budgets. Let's break down how the money flows. An insurer collects your premium and keeps a slice for their operations and profit. The rest of that money flows upstream to the reinsurer. If losses stay low and no major disasters occur, both the insurer and the reinsurer profit. But when a catastrophe strikes, the reinsurer is the one who pays the bulk of the bill. It's like a global-scale trading floor, except the product isn't oil or gold, it's disaster. Every flood, every earthquake, every medical crisis becomes a data point in a multi-trillion-dollar market. To manage this, reinsurers employ an army of mathematicians, climatologists, and AI systems to predict the unpredictable. They run incredibly complex models, simulating 100 years of storms, pandemics, and stock market collapses all at once. From that data, they can price risk down to the penny. A single degree of ocean warming can shift billions of dollars in reinsurance rates. Every natural event is translated into the cold, hard language of mathematics and probability, a science known as catastrophe modeling. You'll never see a reinsurer's billboard or a Super Bowl commercial. They don't need to advertise. Their power is far more subtle, yet absolute. They decide which regions of the world remain insurable. When the risk of insuring a place like coastal Florida or fire-prone California becomes greater than the potential profit, they simply withdraw their coverage. When they pull out, local insurers can no longer afford the risk and are forced to collapse or stop offering policies. This is exactly what we're seeing today, as major U.S. states face climate-related losses that no one is willing to underwrite anymore. Because they control global risk, they also control capital. They lend money to governments, invest in massive infrastructure projects, and even own shares in the very same companies they insure. Reinsurance isn't just about financial protection. It's about power. The power to decide what gets rebuilt after a disaster and what gets abandoned forever. In quiet boardrooms across Europe, a few executives can redirect billions of dollars in disaster recovery funds with a single signature. Here's the most fascinating part. Most reinsurers make more money from investing your premiums than from collecting them. They take the billions they receive and pour it into bonds, tech stocks, and real estate, earning massive returns long before any claim is ever paid. The longer the world stays quiet and free of disaster, the richer they become. But when the world burns, they are the ones who ultimately decide who is covered and who is not. Even entire nations buy reinsurance. Countries like Japan, Chile, and even the U.S. government's FEMA program rely on reinsurance contracts to fund rebuilding after major catastrophes. In many ways, reinsurance is the silent partner of global stability. Without it, economies would crumble. So, behind every insurance policy you hold, there's a larger promise. A promise built on math, trust, and immense, quiet power. Behind every claim check and every disaster headline stands an empire that never sleeps, watching the world's risks from above. Reinsurance. It's not just protecting companies, it's controlling risk itself. If this opened your eyes to how the world of insurance truly works, subscribe to our channel where we reveal the unseen forces shaping global finance. Thanks for watching.